Hello, true duelists. My name's Craig Fee, and welcome to the New Card Report. Are you someone who's been thinking to yourself lately, you know what the problem with fire decks is going to be? There's just not enough support. There's just not enough good cards for them to be playing right now. If so, you're probably Konami, because we've got Snake Eye support, and beyond that, the Diabellestar lore has given us a new Floodgate. Does that sound fun? Sure hope so, because that's what we're talking about in this New Card Report. Snake Eye's Diabellestar is yet another name comprised of two archetypes, and it's our new level 8 fire spellcaster, rocking 2800 attack, 2600 defense, and 2 effects. The first activates if an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster, to put both monsters into their respective owner's spell and trap zones as continuous spells. Schnifty. The other will require you to have this as a continuous spell, and while it is one, you can target a fire monster in your grave, place that monster in your spell and trap zone as a spell, and then special summon this card out. In regards to this as a card, the first effect is probably pretty negligible. You ideally aren't waiting until the battle phase to be doing these spell card shenanigans, and Snake Eye already have both the normal spell and Flamberge to use to serve as removal in regards to putting cards as continuous spells. Granted, this doesn't target, but it's nothing to go crazy for in regards to this effect. The second effect is much better, placing a Snake Eye probably back into the spell and trap zone and serving as an extra body for either a rank 8 play with Flamberge or just an extra 2800 when swinging for game. More importantly than that, its usefulness in the game is irrelevant compared to goddamn Populus getting swole. Look at that, thing's all big now, he's chunky. And then I saw so many people commenting, God, I wish that were me in regards to this card, and I was just thoroughly confused. All I could think was, why does everyone want to be a big fucking dragon all of a sudden? And then it clued in that they're not talking about Populus as a big fuck-off dragon, they're talking about the fact that Diabellestar is on this card with a chain around Populus's neck, so, it makes sense now, people are just horny. So, yeah, man, yeah. Yep, cool. Slice me in. There's also Battle of the Sinful Spoils, a quick play spell that's great in the mirror match, maybe? This will target cards you control up to the number of Sinful Spoil cards in your graveyard, and or cards the opponent controls up to the number of Sinful Spoil cards in their graveyard, and then destroy those targets. It also has an effect that if it's destroyed or banished while set by an opponent's activated effect, it can shuffle up to 2 cards on the field back into the deck. I can't say I particularly saw Artifact Tiramisu being effect put into the game, but I guess it's something. It obviously isn't that great since you're playing Sinful Spoils and this becomes common knowledge, then that sneaky set and hope they pop it isn't going to be, they're going to be aware of it. They're going to, hang on from getting rid of the back row in that ways. It's also really only solid otherwise in a mirror match, because otherwise you're just popping your own cards, and realistically if you want to pop your own cards, there's this cool new engine called Fire King that's doing that way better, right? And even then, if you are in the mirror match and you pop the opponent's cards by card effect, they're probably playing Fire King. Which, I don't know why you'd want to play this, but it does show Populus eating something. Who fucking knows? So that's cool, right? Diabells of the original sin, meanwhile, isn't bad in the same sense as that previous card was. It's instead bad in the I don't want to face it kind of way, and probably a third horny way, but I'm electing to ignore that. A level 7 light illusion monster with 2500 attack and 2000 defense, this can special summon itself from your hand if there is a Sinful Spoil cards in either player's graveyard, and while on the field will make it so neither player can activate spell or traps that were not previously set. And because that's simply not enough, when a spell or trap card is set to the field while you control this, you can target a card on both players' field and destroy them. Now, first things first, in a heartfelt message from Konami, fuck pendulums. Matter of fact, if you're playing them, go fuck yourself, because that's what this card says. And secondly, this is the first illusion monster with an effect that can't be destroyed by, or can be destroyed by battle, I should say. It's technically, they already abandoned that gimmick with that Illusion Vanilla monster, but now it's not a wholly universal thing. So it's cool to see that they abandoned it within like a year, is what I'm getting at. And it's a little Floodgate. It's a cute little Floodgate. It'll shut off any and all quick play spells on the opponent's turn, not to mention things like Evenly Matched or Infinite Impermanence. And it'll even force them to waste a card before they can get any other normal spell or trap or continuous or any other sort that they'd like to, because even if you can set a spell card and then activate it, which you can. You'll have to set a spell card and then this card can pop it, so you need to either bait and set a card you don't mind having popped, or, you know, try and forehead them and assume that, well, they aren't going to set the good card first because the second card will be the one they want. So it's a mind games or something. I don't really know, and I'm not really looking forward to it. It also kind of shuts off Extravagance if you're facing against that, which is funny to me because it has to be beginning of main phase 1 and can't set, and then otherwise you're out of it. I don't know. This card just looks like it's going to be pretty damn good and overall incredibly annoying. Don't believe me? Take a look. Sinful Spoils of Dozing Morahan clearly depicts her stealing Populus from Diabellestar. Fuck, that's just me when I see a cat. I just reach over and yoink, I just take it. Don't believe me? This isn't my cat. Yeah, this card isn't actually special in any way. It's just Book of Moon, but only for special summon monsters. And it can set itself to your field if you control a level 5 or higher illusion monster. I literally only included this entire segment so I can make a joke about stealing this cat. So, the merchandise. My trinkets. Sinful Spoil Cycle is the actual card worth taking a look at. A normal trap card that can take a level 5 or higher illusion monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it to your field, but it cannot activate its effects during the main phase of this turn. It can also be banished from the graveyard to target a set card you control and bounce it to your hand, and then set a spell or trap card from your hand. So it'll summon out the Floodgate and is searchable off of Diabellestar because it's a Sinful Spoil card. Thankfully, it won't get the new, not Diabellestar, Diabells. It won't get Diabell's effect to pop a card when they set it, since they can't activate the effects, but the Floodgate effect, shutting off quick play spells, doesn't activate, so it's present regardless. Sick. I love game. I don't think this is going to break the meta by itself. It's certainly not the most mind-altering Floodgate we've seen put to print, but it is one extra thing you're going to have to break through, at least I would assume, and when it's the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, baby, sometimes you're just one thing short of being able to break the board, which means if you can get one more thing, maybe they lack that one more thing, huh? You know what I'm saying? Can you pick up what I'm putting down? I sure hope so. Either way, it's just one more piece of extension and annoyance to be facing in the competitive game of Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's all that matters, isn't it? Just kidding, the only thing that matters is selling out. That's right, shoutouts to the LIFD Magnetic Display, the #1 way to support my channel currently, and the true Duelist approved way to show off all your favorite cards. Like this card. This is an inadvertent, I bought it early because I think this jumped up to like 20 to 25 bucks, but I bought it for 3, so that's super smart of me. And definitely not just because I saw a cool new dragon looking thing. I was like, well, I kind of want to play that deck because I'm stupid and do dragons, but it's not like I can put it to use in any meaningful way because I did not pick up anything like wanted. So now it sits here, and it sits here beautifully in this display because what else am I going to do with it? Play Snake Eyes Purin on a budget? What are you, reasonable? No. Unreasonable. Don't do that. If you have a good idea, I will tell your boss, and that is a fireable offense in 98% of workplaces. Also a fireable offense, not having used promo code YGOStrats15 to pick up an LIFD magnetic display. Yeah, how's that for a hard fucking segue? Huh? Thanks for LIFD for the support as always, and thank you for watching. As always, my name has been Craig Fee. The regular update will be out this coming Friday as usual, and until then, make sure you subscribe to my channel YGO Strats. We'll see how long that lasts. Because regardless of what subscribe to this channel, and you'll be impressing that smoking Italian wife, and immediately, contractually, you'll be a true duelist. It's my sister's cat. Whoa.